you slept in there for a night.
Yeah, but that was when I had made it flash. It was like pretty good, but now we're gonna make it even flasher. Gotta start coming in here and we'll start building it back up, which means we've got to start looking around and finding different raka that have fallen down and rebuild the walls back up.
Those 100 junk kinds of raka, see? 100 junk kinds of ones.
Yeah, but like ones like that, the bigger ones.
Yeah. Oh yeah, but we have sort of big ones. That way, eh?
Yeah.
Like that one.
Yep.
And this one? Ooh. Maybe nice there. So we're gonna go that way, or that way, or that way. Yeah, but what was that? Basically, we can take a time to find it, eh?
Yeah, because it's different now. I know where that one's going down though. So
We'll go down.
this way, eh? If I'm looking at that rimu tree over there. Rangiora.
So what can we do?
Just because this whole front of it's changed. But I know it's down there. Maui, Keiraro.
Do we pack it down? Take it down? Take it down to go and rebuild the hat? Eh?
Yeah.
So, what a money.
And this is sort of
What a money you could live here.
yeah. Just because the whole front of it, the whole top of it got smashed up when they were doing the fence.
So now we're gonna get.
Yeah, so now we got different markers how we get into this part. Yeah, so now we gotta like find our way this way. And then we lock it into our minds. But nah. Maui. Maui Keiraro. Titiro. O kite koe. Rangiora. This way. Kei konei. Ai. Titiro. See the hut down there? Kikorangi.
To go there?
Can you see it?
Yeah. So go there.
Come on. That's how you do it. Just slide down.
Before you slide it.
Yeah, you fall backwards.
And you slide on your bum.
Yeah, and you put your arms out so you can catch the raku. Yeah, so you don't fall forward because
So always cut
if you
it
go
up.
like that, nah, and you always slide your feet out and land on your bum, and then you got control when you're falling. Maybe. I think all of them. It would be cool if we are one of those, eh, and could slide down.
No, this would be very good slowing down.
That bit. You can make a slide down there, but
And whee! Probably ordered on there.
we'll just slowly start coming down here and spending more time, and I'll start building it back up. But no, your feet will get used to it. Yeah, we used to sleep. Yeah, there used to be a roof here, and we're walking. Kaiahi. 8 years and it's still here.
Yeah.
If it had a roof on it, it would still be mint. This used to have a raupo roof.
Oh, but you still have things.
Yeah. And then when the raupo roof broke down, the last time we bought this tarp down here just so we could have a sleep. And then we stopped coming to this part of the Ngāhere.
It still has things there.
Yeah.
I wonder why.
Oh, look. Yee-hoo-hoo.
A sword.
Yeah, be careful, it's sharp.
I still can cut things now, eh?
Yeah.
They're good. So let's put pepper on pepper. Is it good for us? It's a good place for us, eh?
Yeah.
Oh.
At least the tahu is still strong.
And there's still tools. See? Two.
Yeah, I'm gonna take some of this stuff back. All the rubbishy stuff I'm gonna put in this bag and take up. I really look forward to being down here because this is veganic. Look, kurangaituku. Kurangaituku is the bird lady. I've been having dreams about her.
Yeah.
Now in my dreams, to come back down here and entrance myself down here, and me and you will start making music to Raukatori and entrance ourselves in a chant of our ori ori, a lullaby, different tunes that we play to ourselves, and then we can show ourselves our own image in our mind that there is no more, that there's no more animal exploitation, and just all the patupare here and the tūrehu, just the ones that we see, they're going to start showing themselves more and more.
We can sit in the bag, eh?
Yeah, and we pretend that there's no more animal slavery happening.
Look, we can sit on the new bag. Hey.
Yeah. Smells like deer caca there. The deers might be living up in here. Not the bears, the deers. Tia.
I wonder what tears are up here now, eh?
Huh?
I wonder what tears are up here now, but one day we're all gonna live up here.
Yeah, it'll be cool for you to live together.
Yeah. And then we can run on there, mate.
Yeah, just like in our food forest, how all the bunny rabbits come close and how the kiores follow you around. All the manus come up to us. The more we spend our time in here, the kereru and everything will start coming down here closer to us again. The kaka.
Some shoes.
And the insect homies. Kia tanga a pēpeke. And because I've seen some gooseberries growing over there. And then if we're like eating and spitting these out, these are going to start growing.
You said just eat the gooseberries and then we can spit it out.
Yeah.
And then we have a garden. Well, what's up with the garden?
All the way across.
Okay.
And down there, yeah, we were definitely going to plant a garden up in here.
Yeah, but we chop the quick Tuesday.
Yeah.
And then have a garden. And everyone wants to stay here, and we can build a roof.
And the same thing is.
And we can pull that down, make a new.
And the same thing as kurangaituku.
Oh.
Like how Hatupatu,
Papa Titiro.
he was allowed to stay here as long as he didn't eat the birds.
Papa Titiro.
Yeah.
How is it still here?
And no, it's been looking after it. Well, we still got the cooking equipment too.
Where's
This was the storage, and this was where a bed could be up here as well before.
the bed up here?
Yeah, and we built that there to stop the all the stuff that falls down and comes down the hill in the storms. But even in the middle of storms, like I've been down here in the louder storms when Parawera Nui and all the kids are going hard out and you can't even hear each other talk. Like we could be talking to each other right now and you can't hear each other talk because it's just the whistling of the wind just going.
Papa, I'm going to get some decorations over here, okay? For the hat, okay?
Okay. And it'd be cool because the water's down the bottom, but it's a bit of a thing. There's that cliff.
I hear some good wood.
And I put those barrels down there, so
Here's some good wood.
it'd be cool if we run the pipe up here instead of. Otherwise, before, there's a water barrel that I used to go down.
I'm going to go and get wood first, okay?
Right.
And I'm going to put the woods over here, okay?
Yeah, and then we'll rebuild this up. See all the woods? They used to go around that. And then we got all those koatu. All these tuka or the kohatus. These come from up the top and we brought them down. Just to stop it catching fire. There's quite heaps of them. So lucky it hasn't all fallen away. But we need to build this back up all the way around.
And the quarters.
Yeah.
But here's those hundreds of quarters here now.
Yeah. So originally the game plan with here was only making it out of the ngahere and not bringing anything down, but then we started bringing some ropes down.
Papa. Quarter.
Or not using nails or anything, and only using rako that we find in here and that we mill from in here.
Let's keep it up here. Thanks. Let's keep it up here and have a person.
Alright. Yeah, so the kurangaituku version of the story, she saved him. He was injured. He fell down a cliff and he got injured. And she found him and she took him home and nursed him back to health. And it was just eating fruit.
Here.
What this is going to turn back into. It's just eating fruit. Fruit that that we lied to ourselves and we told ourselves that we were only eating fern root. And that we allowed someone else to tell us that we were only eating tāwhara and fern root
I'm going to go in there and then be okay?
and tikauka.
Daddy, I'm going to go find some woods.
And that there was an abundance of big fruit.
Papa!
Even though in the tāmoko, yeah, you can. I'm just talking, and I'm talking to the camera too. But you can hear me in the distance, you're just over there, you can still hear me talking. Tikauka, we'd peel back the tikauka. But when you look into uepoto and talking about tāmoko, where it comes through niwareka, and then it comes through to mataora. Rama is mangosteen, like a version of mangosteen, and we would crush the seed, and that's the kokambara. And we'd put it inside the cut. The hatupatu version of it, coming from that line, we used kereru fat. Kurangaituku version did not use kereru fat. Kurangaituku version used rama. Mixed with kohoho. Mixed with awhito, which is the cordyceps mushroom. We burnt it. But anyway, Hatupatu had hurt himself and she brought him back to the kāinga, nursed him back to health, but she had to go away on the hui. And as she left, she was only going away for about a week. She goes, you can eat any of the fruit that's here. There's an abundance everywhere, but you can't eat my birds. And she come back and he was eating her birds. So she chased him out and he hid inside a rock. So she showed him the fierceness of moko moko. And he ran away and he hid inside a rock and she left these big scratch marks on the rock. And then she disappeared. And the ngahere disappeared. He tried to retrace his footsteps back into the ngahere. The Hatupatu version of the story is he kills her and then he goes back into the ngahere to find all the abundance of birds. In reality, he missed all the fruit that he was eating. And it was all the fruit that was bringing all those birds. And he couldn't find that ngahere again. But we're bringing it back. Kurangaituku never died. How you get back to kurangaituku, hene keira, you fall in love with yourself and then all the creatures that live inside you. The more you become aware that all these creatures live inside you and how you bring them back to life, how they live. And then you start to be compassionate for the way that they live and you start to learn more and more about them. I realize that each of the creatures live inside all the different plant fibers, and they're living in all the different crevices inside the coral reef that's inside us. And the more plant fibers that we eat each week, it starts building that te wao nui o tāne, which is the coral reef, or that diversity, or the billions of all these different crevices that all these creatures can live. And when people have antibiotics is life, so anti-life. When we drop a nuke and have antibiotics, it just kills them. But they drop all their spawn and they hide in all these different crevices within inside the coral reef. But if people keep having antibiotics and keep dropping those bombs, it ends up like a polished skate park. There's no more area for these creatures to live. But we can start to build it back up. And how we start to build it back up, we start adding diversity.
And we use our Modi.
Yeah, Maori.
Because Modi is one of the important things.
Yeah. So she's teaching. So kurangaituku is teaching the version of how you move back into living off Maori. First so within Henekeira, everyone that's on that battlefield that she entrances and sends back home, sends back to the families, back to Rongo Wairua, and they start planting their garden. And then they start sharing, and when they get to the point when they start sharing their kaka back to the garden, and they realize they only want to put the best into themselves to give the best back to the earth, because they realize that the earth is their body, and it starts building te wao nui o tāne. And then when Henekeira goes to meet te taniwha Henekeira, she crosses through te wao nui o tāne. So at the beginning, when you're planting your garden, everything's low, which is all the hua whenua. But when you get to kurangaituku, it's hua rākau. No, all the big trees are overshadowing, but you want a diversity of trees. Yeah, but we wanted the 7 layers. There's 7 layers of hina, which are the 7 layers within our skin, the 7 layers within our puku, which are the big canopy trees, and then the next layer down, and the next layer down looks like the fruit and nut trees, and then the next size fruit and nut trees, and then the bushes, the ground cover, the root layer, and then the vines. 7 essential layers. There's 9 layers, but 7 essential layers. You need those to start. They start looking after themselves if you can generate the 7. In this diversity, there's not quite the 7. They're all maintaining a real similar space, array. We need the next one's down, and the next one's down, and the next one's down. Start bringing that diversity back. Instead of being enslaved from what others say. Others that don't believe in Eo, others that are talking shit about the dark, others that are still on the kautiri, and they tell us what native is. Fuck all that. We listen to the patupaerehe and the tūrehu. We start being influenced from the higher beings. The more we nurture the next ones down, the animals, and then the insects, and then the microbes, the ones above us, the ones that you talk to, the patupaerehe, the tūrehu, the pōporo kewa, the kāhui tipua, and then it goes up into all the different upper. They start nurturing us, which are the spaceships that are right here, right now, waiting for us to sink in and entrance ourselves and pretend. Imagine. Otherwise, we're just, what do you call it? Everything that we see right now, we're creating the world at the same time. Right? And then everything our opposite sees is creating the world. So the world is exactly what we think it is, non-stop. We're just manifesting exactly the same over. So we got to start showing ourselves with our whatu manawa, our third eye. We've got to start entrancing ourselves and pretend that the world is already organic vegan. It's already back to, we're on route to kurangaituku again. And then she starts to show herself what she has been in my dreams. Yay, yay! Yeah. I'm not trying to change anyone. I forgot that this was here.
But now you know.
Yeah, like I was like, how we found that one up in Mangamuka. That organic vegan ngāhere up there. For 30 years I've kept it organic vegan. So we'll go there soon. But so we got our food first, our mara. We just live between there, and we'll go visit up in Mangamuka, but we'll be in here heaps too. And yeah, and that's the game plan. That's the one rule, the one tikanga. is organic vegan. We don't exploit any motherfucking thing. Nothing.
I want you to just give me a kitchen here.
Yeah, we don't, like if we had our mara here and there was creatures that were coming up and destroying our mara, we would pin the mara. We don't pin the creatures. We let the creatures do their thing, and then they guide the growth of the ngahere. We don't take away any creature's freedom. We love and nurture them and let them guide us. And then there's no more discussion about it. There's no more arguments. There's no more debates about all this other bullshit, all these things that are happening in other people's worlds that everyone's moaning about, because that doesn't exist when you take away exploitation. Yeah, everyone's moving for people. We're moving for all life. And everyone's allowed to do their own thing, but as they cross into this ngahere, they have to abide by that limitless term. It's a choice, it's not a rule. As you come through the tomokanga, they make a choice. And that's why the whatupaere and the tūrehu that I talk to, they're not really talking too much. They like show me images and that, but they're not arguing against each other or debating or anything. They're already synced into each other. Yeah, and that's the basis of it, kurangaituku. Yeah, and then I see myself as hatu patu. Yeah, being sorry to her for breaking her rules back in the days and losing my vision. And sorry to the creatures for taking so long to wake up and stop enslaving them, because when we enslave them, we enslave ourselves. And then to honor mahuika, the choice, we choose what we call in. Thank you for the inspiration, Nuku. Ateanukuroaoomahoranuiaarangi. Yes, I love doing this with you. Yeah, everyone else who says, can we bring some eggs? Like, nah, if I can step the fuck back. You can go to the next ngahere, there's some ngahere down the road. Like, go sink in with some people that are like-minded with you. So we don't need any of that survival version bullshit.
I need to be chemical and
Yeah, anyone want some chemicals out, but fuck all that. Step the fuck back. We create our own washing liquid. We create our own toothpaste. We create our own shampoo, our own mara. No? We use all the biomass, and that creates the fertilizer. And we create the fertilizer in us because we give the best to us. We're not unconscious. And
we spit out the guavas inside the things, so the guavas go and if you want to eat it.
yeah, we're eating all the kai with gratitude, and we're spitting it out, and it starts growing, and then we're kakering, and it starts growing, and we're giving back all the net that's inside us, and matakupinga back to the earth. Yeah, and that's their feedback. If there's anything wrong inside us, then we're eating from, we just shared our kaka with the plants. And it's got all that knowledge, all the DNA inside it that tells our whole story with the plant. And then that plant with all the net that's under the earth, connecting each plant to each other, is correcting it and sharing the rongoa with us. So it's fixing us and we're fixing them. It's their feedback. Ai. Ngā mihi aroha, iyo aroha. Papa. Papa tua nuku iyo.